Hi, my name is Anya, and I'm the founder of 4Animal. Today, our team visited the Baltimore Humane Society to spend time with their team and share the work they do every day to care for animals. All right, so I'm here with Alexa, and she's going to tell us about the Baltimore Humane Society. So first, can you tell us about BHS and the role that it plays in the community?
Yes, so BHS was founded in 1927 by Elsie Barton. We've been serving the community for nearly 100 years. We do pet adoptions. We offer different programs and services to make sure that people can stay with their pets or if they fall on hard times. We also have adoptions here, cats, dogs, small animals. We want to make sure that animals live their best life possible here and after adoption as well. We believe that every animal deserves love, comfort, a clean place to lay their head, happiness. Humans and animals are connected, and it's really great to have a group of people come in every single day and take care of these animals and love them until they're loved by their own families.
Awesome. And what's important for people to understand about BHS that they might not see from the outside?
It takes a lot to take care of animals. I know sometimes you hear the comments of people being like, oh, you get to play with puppies and kittens all day. And it's so much more than that. There is so much that goes behind taking care of these animals. They really need people to support them in ways that they might not see to meet the eye that's on social media. We have volunteers here who put in over 20,000 hours last year to help socialize these animals, give them enrichment every single day. So it takes a lot. So beyond adoption, we have a spay, neuter, and wellness clinic. It is all low cost. We want to make it affordable for everyone, especially when it becomes to spaying and neutering your pet. Pet population control. We see so many animals come through our doors, as well as surrounding shelters in the area. People in certain zip codes can fall under a free spay and neuter too, as well, to help control that animal population. We also have a Be More Kind pet food bank. So if people fall on hard times, we are able to provide food and treats for those people. So they never have to make that heartbreaking decision of having to give up their pet to the shelter. We have adoption programs for first responders, Pets for Patriots, it's called. So their adoption fees are waived for an animal if they come in. We like to give back to those who give everything for us. It means a lot to us. We also have adoption program for seniors in the community and also our senior animals here. We have reduced adoption fees for those as well because we believe everyone deserves companionship.
So what role does community support play in making this work possible?
It helps us make our shelter run. Since we are a nonprofit, we rely on support from community members, whether that be donations through monetary or if people even donating their time to the shelter. Something as simple as just sharing the word about our shelter through social media, their neighbor, or just letting people know about the programs and services we offer. It helps out more than they know.
What kinds of needs are constant at BHS even when things are going well?
We are always looking for volunteers, of course, to spend time with our animals. It means a lot to the animals, just that human interaction every single day. Something as simple as donating toys or treats to help brighten their lives. It means a lot. And of course, with being a nonprofit, just the funding portion.
What would surprise people about the real cost of caring for animals properly?
It goes up every single year. It definitely does, depending on the economy, especially. Animals can be expensive, even with small animals. You wouldn't think that they would be very expensive, but they have needs too. They need fresh hay. They need to see the vet too. So it definitely costs more than I think people realize. And when they go to adopt a pet, they want to make sure that they're prepared for that. And also, too, that babies grow up, small animals grow up into adults. So it's important that too, when they're considering adoption, that they realize pets are lifelong commitments for the pet's whole life. They deserve a loving home and family.
Wonderful. I know you guys like thoroughly vet everyone that comes in to adopt and make sure that they know the responsibility they're taking on and make sure they're a good fit for that animal.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do background checks here before people can adopt, and we also have adoption counselors that go over proper care for the animals and what's expected to them when the animals do go home.
Here with Autumn from the Baltimore Humane Society, and she's going to tell us about the volunteer services they have. So Autumn, what role do volunteers play in the daily life of the shelter?
So volunteers help us with our daily cleaning as well as the care of our animals. The volunteers really see to the social and emotional needs of our animals through our enrichment program. We have a really consistent set of volunteer dog walkers. They're not only walking the dogs, they're also playing with the dogs and assisting trainers with our daily play groups. We also have daily volunteers that come out to socialize our cats and our small animals.
And for someone thinking about volunteering, where do you usually suggest they start?
They're going to go to our website. That would be bemorehumane.org. And on that website, they will fill out a volunteer application.
Awesome. And then what keeps volunteers connected to this place over time?
So I believe it's because they realize that the work they do here is really meaningful to the animals as they're in the shelter. I also think they feel the reward the same as I do when we get to see those animals go home with a new family. So they're part of that journey from shelter all the way to the new home.
Awesome. Yeah, and I could definitely say, as a volunteer here, I really enjoyed it and enjoyed socializing with the animals and seeing how it benefits them. So thank you guys for your work.
Oh, you're welcome. It's very rewarding to work here and to work with our volunteers.
So I'm here with Katie from the Baltimore Humane Society, and she's going to tell us about a typical day in the life at the shelter. So, Katie, what's a typical day like here?
A typical day varies. Every day is different. Usually in the morning when the staff and volunteers arrive, that's when we start the heavy cleaning process. We start feeding our animals, checking any animals over for any type of medical concerns. During this process, we're doing a lot of cage cleaning that involves dishes, laundry, making the shelter organized and presentable. Our training department starts prioritizing getting dogs into play groups or out for socialization. And then our adoption counselors start prepping all the adoption paperwork and getting themselves set up for any of the adoptions that we have scheduled for the day.
A lot happens like before the shelter opens and after people leave. So can you talk about that as well? Like what do you guys have to do during those moments?
Sure. We have roughly about a 3-hour window to get the shelter ready and presentable to the public. So during that time is when we're doing a lot of back end work to get everything set up. Ensuring that all of the animals are cared for and living in very clean, adequate living environments. After hours, when things start to slow down and quiet down, it's a really nice time to spend some time on the property. You see the dogs start to wind down for the day, cats are taking naps. It's a good opportunity for the staff and volunteers not only to finish up their tasks, but then to ensure the animals are set up for their evening.
And what are some of the quieter behind the scenes moments?
Quieter behind the scenes moments often are things like processing adoption applications. We may be looking into researching other resources. That's what I tend to do a lot of my day with, is look into other shelters and what programs they are offering that we could potentially incorporate into our program. Often, sometimes too, that downtime you get to spend in a quiet area with an animal, just hanging out, whether it's petting or just socializing and loving on them.
So what are some of the biggest challenges that shelters like VHS face today?
I think our biggest challenge, just being a nonprofit, is always funding. We rely on public and private donations to keep us funded. The past year, it's been a really tough time financially for everybody. In-kind donations have also dropped off. We've seen a lot of increase in our prices as well when it comes to the pet food we order or any type of supplies we use in-house. So I think that's always our biggest challenge, is the funding aspect of the organization.
Yeah, definitely. And how does your team stay steady through difficult moments?
We're really, really fortunate. We have such a strong and dedicated group of staff and volunteers here. They support one another really well. I think we all work as a team during those high stress scenarios, and we brainstorm ideas. We talk through how things worked in a certain situation and how we could have done things differently or ways to improve in the future. I think having the support of the animals is also really nice too. I think also having a sense of humor helps keep things light as well. So we're fortunate to have a very humorous group of people that work here as well.
Awesome. And what gives you hope right now?
What gives me hope is I feel every year our shelter just makes such huge strides with our adoption numbers, the services that we can offer the public, being supportive of those who are in crisis or need. So I always look for the excitement of growing as an organization, and every year is a little different, and seeing where things take us.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Katie.
You're welcome. She was very intent on that guinea pig. He sat the whole time like a good girl.
So Milo is a 9-year-old male dog. He came into our shelter about 3 months ago. He's super sweet, super active. He loves our trails. He's the best boy. He came in originally as a stray, and his people never came for him. With him being a senior too, he spent way too long here already. He deserves to go to a loving home.
So this little kitten is up for adoption. She and her sister, their names are Holly and Tinsel, came to us a few days ago. Somebody found them outside in the cold weather. They brought them in. Unfortunately, they have many cats of their own, so they needed to find placement for them. They were brought here. They got their vaccines. Both kittens will be spayed, and they are currently available to take applications.
So Little Man is one of our guinea pigs here. He is one of our easier guinea pigs to work with. Now I say that every guinea pig is pretty easy to work with, but he's easier to pick up. And once you have him in your arms, he kind of just snuggles in. So when I teach the small animal socialization class here, this is definitely the guinea pig that I pick up to introduce people to who have never handled a guinea pig before, just because he's so chill. He is up for adoption, so we would love to get him a home. I think of all the guinea pigs in this room, he has been here the longest now.
How long has he been here?
A few months. I wouldn't say any of the guinea pigs are here too long. We generally do get them adopted pretty quickly. But yeah, he would love to go home and get snuggles all the time. See how calm he is.
Awesome. Yeah, I hope he gets adopted soon.
I hope so too. He's a great guinea pig.